Hey everybody, welcome back to Greatest Good Tarot. I hope you're doing well and keeping out of mischief. Now, this is a reading suggested by Warrior Vermin. Oh, very lovely username there, very good. This was upvoted by 16 people. I have missed being able to name and shame people at the beginning of readings. I miss it. Give credit where credit is due. This reading was the suggestion of the reading was the LA fires and the California fires and stuff like that. Specifically, and this is the reason why. And this was very good. This piqued my attention. It got the fizz going. Okay, it sounds very complicated, but this is what happens when I'll explain it. So they said empty hydrants, cancellation of fire insurance, etc. ? And this is when I was reading that, suddenly it's like there's a I don't know, just a ping, an aha moment, a light bulb goes off. You know, it's that kind of thing. Because like when I'm reading through, sometimes some of the suggestions that come in, we've already done videos on, which is fair enough. And then sometimes I get told, you know, spiritually, whatever, that it's not quite the right time. It's not due. It's not brewing. It still needs time to brew. Yeah. It's like, this is the one. They're like, okay. So we're going in cold. Okay, ironic. They didn't mean to be a joke. I'm sorry. We're going in blind. That is the word I'll use instead. I don't know who's involved. I don't know anything like that. It's going to be extraordinarily vague on names of people. But I'll try and give as much detail as coming through as possible. As an example, which is brilliant as of today, and I'm going to go, yay me, a little bit, pat on back. Concerning the public inquiry call going on in the UK currently. And even on the first reading on Monday, and I got the name wrong, but it was like an older lady, someone like an Esther Ranson, an older lady, an older generation, blah, blah, blah. And as of today, Harriet Harman has stepped forward and going, no, we do need one as well. And I'm like, I'd hate to say I told you that. No, that's what we do this channel for. But it's one of those ones where even when I said Esther Ranson in that reading, it's like that doesn't. And I think I even said it doesn't feel like her, but it's like it's an older lady. Oh, it's nice. So that's pretty much a done deal at this point. The public inquiry is going to happen. So that's why we can look at other issues. And just wait. It's a done deal. I did turn off my. Why is my phone on? Excuse me. I'm so popular. Oh, they want to do what to me? Wow, that's despicable. Oh, I'll save that for later. Nah, sorry. So here we go. Can we have a reading concerning California fires, please? The greatest good for all concerned. Thank you. Always be appreciative. Let's have a look at these. Oh, straight out with the devil. This is what was that kind of energy that I was feeling. Something didn't feel right here. It's quite literally evil. Commitment to it. They're committed to this. Something about the land. I've instantly got exactly the same thing that's happening over here with farmers is pretty much what they're trying to do over there in California. Bugger. Right. Yeah, there's the 5 of Cups. Yeah, the actual victims, the actual people involved in it on the front lines, as it were. The families destroyed, the homes destroyed, the land destroyed, all that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, this partnership here, this kind of deal with the devil, as it were. And the 8 of Wands. There's been it's almost like if people investigated, they'd find text messages, emails, that kind of energy. That feels like communicating kind of the plan, as it were. Conflict. That feels like the governor. I don't know who that is. I can't remember his name, but he feels like the governor. This conflict feels as if it's like there's a few whistleblowers or some sort of people have tried to call this out. And just upon reflection, before I did the reading, normally I'd like 10, 15 minutes, I, kind of do my zen, my zoning kind of thing while I'm making a coffee and pottering around and getting comfortable and all that kind of stuff. And I was reminded that Trumpy Trump, in his kind of one of his speeches that I caught, I think it was in one of the debates, in fact, that he even stated that, like, California, are sending water that would naturally go down into the region out into sea. So, he's brought this to the attention even then, that like that certain policies are already, and people have been calling it out, but the new beginnings. That doesn't feel good, though. That doesn't feel like a new beginning. It almost feels like the new agenda is now able to start. I know it's been covered, like it's like wall-to-wall coverage of fires and the devastation and the horrific situations going on there. They quite literally look like there's one. I hope they're okay. Kind of like I've seen. This is why I suggest people go on X and Twitter and stuff like that, and be part of that, because you get a live feed of stuff like this and people sharing videos of the whole house surrounded by, they look like they're living in hell kind of thing, quite literal, kind of flames everywhere. And it's like him and his dog, just like, how, where, I hope he's all right kind of thing, I hope he got out, as it were. But the escalation of it, but this feels, the full cut is like a new beginning. It is a new beginning, but it feels tarnished somehow. It's the agenda is now able to kind of be implemented. Eight of Swords. I don't know what. Holding on for dear life. Oh, okay. The conflict here, yes, right now, like the empty fire hydrants, the as Warrior mentioned, the fire insurance being cancelled and left, right, and centre, and all these different things. This feels like that they are the symptoms to the actual problem. They are it's a much bigger thing going on in the guise of things like rewilding and climate change and the usual suspect agendas. Not that they're wrong with that. I'm off grid, for goodness sake. There are good things about, but it's how it's implemented. That's dodgy, in my humble opinion. So that it's like, it feels as if similar things happened here. So it's like, and so they're stuck now. There's evidence now. People have been calling it out for a while. Like this feels like years trying to bring it to people's attention. But this new beginning, what's tarnished, this is what is kind of the deal is done, as it were. It feels as if that's it's like the box has been ticked. That's the image I'm getting. Quite literally, a green tick done. Death. That didn't feel good. For the new boys and girls, this is the baseline reading. We're going to use other rather expensive pieces of cardboard on top of this. Okay, so bear with us. We'll find more data in a minute. The death card. The death card feels as if, because they've now achieved their aims, they can now get the new chapter has started. So while individuals are, crying about their homes and worried about their families and escaping areas and all that kind of the real devastation of it, it's a planned outcome. Yeah? The new agenda starts now. Overarching energy, the Queen of Swords. Cold, calculating. She doesn't feel like her normal... She doesn't feel like her normal kind of knee-jerk reactory kind of cutting stuff out. This feels very cold, calculating, jobs-worthy. Underlying energy. Plotting, the planning. Yeah, this has been planned. In the sense of, and I want to really be clear here. It's one of those situations where it's going to happen. It's going to get as bad, the worst of the worst is going to come. So it's planning for when the right disaster comes along, bosh, we've got the excuse now. Never let a good disaster go to waste kind of energy. So this has been planned. This has been sitting on the sidelines waiting for this to happen. And now they're going to reap the benefits from it. And it's... And if it's like just kind of sitting in the energy a little bit before we get the other decks out. Going back to it was the fire insurance specifically being cancelled. That was the the light bulb thing. If this continues in this reading, they'll be the ones to be able to buy the land for rock bottom value. Kind of snatch and grab kind of thing, that kind of they've diminished the value of the land, the pressuring people to leave, to go away, to clear out. It's that kind of energy. It's sickening, really. I was fine at the beginning of the reading. My stomach is now in knots, kind of like that anxiety, horrific kind of gut punch energy, which is not very nice. Anyway, any more messages for this spread, please? Any more messages for this spread, please? For the greatest good for all concerned. Thank you. Always be appreciative. Same thing happened in Haiti. That's just come through. So exactly the same situation has happened before in a smaller scale. In Haiti, Hawaii, there's a third one I can't quite hear. There's a third place that I can't quite hear it. But the same thing is happening again, but on a grander scale. It's happened over there. People didn't, not many people noticed. Not many people kicked up a fuss. We got away with it. Okay, the next agenda, the next thing, yeah? Sinking ship. Food shortage. Told you it was about the food. Because the prices are horrific as it is, I know, in California. But this is going to spark it through the roof kind of thing. Taken by force, exactly. What is that on? The matches, the Eight of Wands, the quick communication, the plotting, the planning. There is data there. There is information there if people would go and look. Sorry, I found coffee. The sinking ship, I keep getting drawn back to, but nothing keeps coming out. So it's... I'm going to move on. So I'm telling myself, I'm going to move on, but I need that data. If you're going to keep bringing me back to it, I need that data. The Five of Cups. Stay put. Notice that. The Five of Cups are on the victims, the families, the burnouts and all that kind of stuff. What do we were saying? It's like similar to snatch back, getting the money back. Stay put. Don't go. Like, don't sell for the cheapest thing. I want to be absolutely clear on that one, because it's like very clearly it's like it's the selling of the land, snapback, that stay put. Don't you dare. Even with the kind of the issues with the insurance and where you're going to live and all that kind of stuff and all that, stay put. You know, because this has been the sinking ships, okay. It's the rats off a ship. That's right. That's the image of finally they're slapping me around the face with a baseball bat. Just you dumb numpty. You sort it out. That's the quite literally the situation. The ship is sinking. You need to leave. Sell us your land. Sell us your go find somewhere else to live. Blah blah blah. To make it as horrific as possible. That's the actual plan. Get rid of these people. Get rid of these places. Buy back the land as cheap as possible. That's why we got the sage. But wow, I'm slow today. The Five of Matches, Five of Wands, business tycoon. This business tycoon, I feel, is in the partnership with this the emperor, the governor, and it is the breakthrough. Yeah. So even though we have, I will call them whistleblowers here, the Five of Wands, this conflict, trying to call it out, trying this, that, and the other. The business tycoons, that feels there multiple there. And the breakthrough is happening. It's not science, obviously, but it's the breakthrough for the government or the governor for their agenda to go forward. The Fool card here, which remember is new beginnings, but feels a bit dodgy. Royal family. Snap and grab. This is bringing me the sovereignty of the land and the situations, and once it's in their estate, once it's in their coffers, once it's taken from one to the other, Peter to Paul, whatever, once that happens, they've got it. That's quite literally the crown jewels. Okay. The Eight of Swords, the despair, the kind of stuck. It's not clear. The Four of Pentacles. I keep forgetting to translate. The Four of Pentacles, the security, the feeling safe about it, the damage. Yeah. They're safe because it's like the damage has been done. It's like, here we go. Now we start pressuring them, peer pressuring them. You have no insurance. You have no this. You have no that. You need to go. You need to find safety elsewhere. Oh, you have no money. Right. Well, we'll give you 5K for your plot of land, or we'll give you, all that kind of stuff. It's disgusting. The death card at the end. They think they're doing their dutiful. They're doing their duties. They're doing the greatest good, the greatest works. But they're being silent about it. The next chapter, the whatever, it's like legislation or the plan itself or whatever it is, it's now being implemented. That's why they don't want to say anything. It doesn't need to be, they don't want it to be exposed what the next chapter is. Overarching energy, manipulation, coercing, rulership, handover. Exactly. This is the alphabet spaghetti. This is WEF kind of stuff, rewilding and putting things back to nature and, making the rivers flow the way they should have naturally flown and all that kind of stuff. It's that kind of horrificness, all the casualties and the people and the just for some sort of. But they've made it just to make it absolutely clear. And I think the food shortages is just resource shortages as well. But there's any pressure to get rid of them. But the sort of bizarre person that would wait, push it along as well, but wait until the right disaster to come along to meet their needs in this way. It's just like, how do these people sleep at night? How do these people, you know what I mean? It is horrific. For some reason I've picked up the Kipper deck. So I'm going to use the Kipper deck as well before we go on to the next level. But, by the way, the website is now open for personal private readings, by the way. The link is down below. And if you want to join us on the Village Elites YouTube membership, which is here on YouTube, it's the first link down there. You get extra videos and that kind of stuff per week. And it genuinely helps supplying of the coffee. So if you would like to do that and help us out, that would be phenomenal. So thank you very much for doing both of those things. Let's have a look at this. Right. Toil and labour. The pressure. Putting the pressure on as much as possible. Despair. To put you in, these people in the state that they need to be. To manipulate them into stupid decisions, if you get what I'm saying. I'm not saying they're stupid, it's just stupid decisions. False person, exactly. Expectations, they're waiting for it to happen. This is revolting. They're just waiting for it. That's why they're all, oh no, that's horrible. Oh dear. What else can we, just to push it along a bit more, This is horrible. This is beyond and I've been reflecting on this week generally because of what's going on here in the UK and the mainstream media and stuff like that. However, if you and I did anything remotely like this would be malpractice. This would be, court cases. This would be jail time. This would be many laws over, all over you, and you're slapped and put away. They're doing it. No comeback, no worries, no concerns. They've got all the right people in their pockets. They've got, you know what I mean? It's just the hypocrisy, I suppose, is the word about it. Some people over here would call it two-tier, but it's quite literally right there. So let's have a look at this. Cut the deck. Where's this going? 7 of Wands, defending their ground. The world, new cycle, a new cycle. That death card again. That feels different to this one down here. This feels like months away, though. This feels as if, unfortunately, this feels like in a timeline between now and as I'm doing this reading and kind of out. This feels kind of. Oh, I keep getting slapped for this kind of thing. This feels at least about 6 to 8-ish months. People are starting to call it out, defending their ground. Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Oh, filibustering and kind of diverting it to other organisations and people. And slowly but surely, the world is. The cycle is changing where people are going, no, we were told not to do this. We were told not to do that. More whistleblowers, that kind of stuff. And it's this snatchback, this taken by force, that is an end to it. There's an end to it. Okay, now the victims, which, to be like, notice in this reading, the victims, the people, the families, and all that kind of stuff are only just this corner, which says a lot about this reading. Chariot moving forward. Beautiful. So health and safety, don't get singed, okay? When it is safe to return, stay put as much as you can. And the chariot is, racing forward. You're going to rebuild, redo, all that kind of stuff, putting the world to rights. This feels like a class action, to be honest here. The chariot, that kind of more and more information coming in, then suddenly a class action-y type thing. Two of Swords defensive now. The business tycoon, they're defending themselves a little bit, trying to. Knight of Wands. Oh, I can fix this, is what I've just heard. The governor, whoever, right? His office. Oh, we can fix this. We can make it better. But no. Feels like I don't know if it can happen over there, but it feels akin to, at least, early election, a new election. Enough is up here, come out, that this is triggered. Yeah. What have we got down here? Hold on. The people who were the whistleblowers, where it's the unclear. This feels about a year, 18 months, I'm afraid. But they're finally talking, they're speaking truth. The King of Swords here, very much, ironically, could be a public inquiry, as what we were just talking about over here. It could be an actual court case, but it's the right setting for them to actually, could be, what's it called? The thing, the Senate. It could be kind of like a committee on that kind of stuff, or some sort. I don't quite know how America political stuff happens. So it could be whatever it is a powerful place, old building, white. It's got the pillars like they seem to have everywhere in America. Like that what's it called? That Greek revival thing, yeah. But there's a lot of cameras. It will be televised. It's going to be quite a big thing, where all these people, where they don't know where to speak, they feel like they can't be. They've been trying to warn about it. They don't know what to do about it. Now they're getting a place to actually say, and give the evidence that they've been sitting on, that kind of thing. Okay. The damage is done though. Balancing act. Two of Pentacles. This doesn't feel like a snapback, though. This feels as if, is that what? Oh, how we didn't know. We'll try and fix this and stuff like that. But I feel like enough of the land's been taken to be able to do stuff. You know what I mean? It's that kind of covering their backsides, even though this feels like happening at the same time as well. Where on one hand, the exposure's happening, and in the real world, they're well, we now own the land, and it's like this, that, and the other, and blah, 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 and like the connections and business connections and all that's coming out. And at the same time, it's like, well, but we've moved forward in good faith, but it was like you caused it's all that kind of stuff. 8 of Wands, quick communications, quick movements. Suddenly, oh, wow, this feels as if it's all happening at the same time. Okay, so we've got the King of Swords, kind of this investigation in public domain, in a Senate or like in a courthouse or something like that, where it is televised. So that's happening there, exposing it. At the same time, physically, they're building things like windmills or solar panels or whatever they wanted the land for, or whatever, or setting it aside, rewilding, blah, 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 whatever. Okay? And then at the same time, new legislation is coming in because of this as quickly as possible. This feels like pulling the trigger, poof, 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 kind of, we need to prevent these sorts of disasters happening again, blah, blah, blah. But they are in part responsible for the disaster. They caused it in the sense of diverting water, as an example, from Trumpy Trump, like we just talked about. They've done everything they can to raise the issue as or to make it as bad as it can be when the issue happens. It's a natural disaster, left, right, and centre, but they've egged it on, right, from their decision making, to ensure that later on they can go, well, this can never happen again. Poof, 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 poof. Yeah? It's that kind of thing. Overarching energy. Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles feels as if this feels like another payoff to this lot over there. They're going to reject it. This payoff feels happening down here. This does not feel it's going to take. Okay, well, maybe we undervalued the land when it was like all that kind of stuff. So we'll kind of, this is like a top up to the class action, okay? But it's rejected because this rejection is primarily because it covers the backsides of the people involved here. It's like an NDA would be involved kind of thing. They can't talk in court. They can't tell their truth. They can't expose the people involved. That's the sort of thing that we're talking about here. And some people will take it. Don't get me wrong, right? When people are in dire straits, they've got to sort themselves out. You know what I mean? And we shouldn't judge that at all. But enough people reject it to kind of go, no, justice is deserved here. Enough has been shown that justice needs to happen. People need to be taken to court. That is what's going to happen. They are over here. It's what's it called? Misconduct in public office, alongside whatever they did, like fraud or whatever. Right, as an example. It's that kind of thing where enough of them are able to move forward and reject the offer, the bribe, and individuals are finally being held accountable. Notice that, and as an example, this whole thing, and this is over here in the UK, this whole thing with the public inquiries and stuff like that. My genuine hope, personally, is finally these people that are not elected, that are not accountable kind of thing, are finally held accountable for their actions. And I think this is the biggest issue that we've got over here in the UK. There's definitely the same issue in America. That's why Musk is involved with Doge, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, to actually, it's the unelected. It's the did you know? For example, I've just like for something like for Newswiki, not this. I found out I didn't find out. I knew about it before, but I was reminded that there are over 400 bureaucracy type, like Environment Agency, the BBC, all these people that are unelectable, untouchable, that basically the government sends out, outsources. The Bank of England would be one of them, and so on and so forth. They're all independent, which basically means they're unaccountable. They're a monopoly and they're unaccountable. That you can't change the director of whatever. You can't, or the head of the Bank of England. None of that is possible. And so I think that's the main issue that is happening over here, and I know it's happening in America, and I think what I can gather from my friends in Canada, that's a similar thing that's happening over there, and I think this is going to change it here, well, in America, or it's going to be an example of finally people are being, these unelected jobs worths are finally going to get their comeuppance for stuff. And it's my hope that, and this is why I'm bringing it up, it is my hope, and it feels kind of good at the moment that it is, that this public inquiry here is going to be the domino effect that is going to do the similar thing. Okay. So I feel that what's happening here in America in the timeline, like I said, it's going to be about a year, 18 months for people to name and shame people. It's going to be roughly, I would say, roughly the same amount of time here in the UK that similarly these unelected, like jobs worthy, behind closed doors, making decisions that affect everybody, bypassing lawmaking, all that kind of stuff. They're slowly but surely going to be held accountable because, and this is the main thing here in the UK. I know I'm mixing them together, but that it feels like they're happening at the same time, like I said. Because over here, there is enough evidence to show that the Home Office told everybody back in 2008. It was even been mentioned on the BBC, Radio 4 interviews and all that kind of stuff back in the day, that the Home Office decreed to all police forces, staff, everybody, to ignore what's going on with the grooming gangs. Because, the children have made their own choices. They've made they are consenting, even though they're 8, some of them. You know what I mean? It's like, how? Oh. And there's going to be more about that. So who decreed that? What committee did that? Who, unelected kind of, do you see what I mean? It's going to slowly but surely spin out of control for them. And I think this is what's really going to bring the big changes in both countries. In both countries. It's the catalyst that brings the true change that everybody wants, where people are held accountable for their inaction, their stupidity, and that kind of thing. And it's the only reason I'm mentioning it is because it's phenomenal to me. And I haven't said it once yet in this video. When Pluto is moving into Aquarius, or it now is, this is the sort of change that we're talking about, where they've got away with it for far too long. These powerful people behind closed doors, blah blah blah, unelected people. the fact that the UN is doing so much stuff, as an example, and not one of them is elected to be a representative, but they're decreeing what you do here. It's that kind of thing. So, very excited. It's going to be a very exciting couple of years. And unfortunately, it's things like this and the grooming over here and so on and so forth. It's these sorts of things that are finally that I don't want to call it unnecessary pain, because that belittles. You know what I mean? I don't want at all. It's horrific in both cases, in different ways, but horrific. But it's the spark that needs to happen. And like I said yesterday, the communities are coming back together. You know, just frustrated. The collaborations are happening slowly but surely. You know, it's that kind of thing where it's the outcome of true positive change is happening. It's manifesting from a crud place. Let's be fair, but it's the kind of the acorn seed to the little kind of sprout, as it were, to then the full tree of sexy and awesomeness and stuff like that. Okay, so it is happening. At the moment, the victims are feeling isolated and that kind of stuff. That makes sense. They're just like, what are we going to do? Meanwhile, the indulgence is going on for all the bigwigs, as it were. They're celebrating. They're joyful. They're laughing with each other, and that is disgusting. Then we've got promise. The promise feels like the outcome here with the investigation, the inquiry, the court case, whatever it is, the promise of doing what's right. The right. What have we got over here? The friendship, the three again. The rite of passage, it feels like here. This mysterious kind of occult kind of going through the, you know what I mean? It's that, and when I mean occult, I don't mean the evil stuff over here, but it's like, it's all kind of mysterious until it pulled the trigger, and then suddenly that all pops up, allegedly, completely randomly, a policy about this, that, and the other. All suddenly a mysterious, another kind of, it's an evil, like for them, it's an evil necessary to get to what they want to do. And this friendship, there's going to be a confession. There is going to be some confessions, but like I said, that's further down the line, and I know it doesn't help right now, but this is big. This is going to be big. This is yeah. And I will say this. No, I won't say this. No, I won't. I've just been just like, I don't edit stuff out in the readings and stuff like that, but it's like, I just got careful Icarus, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna say. That's my that's the red flag of saying, no, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about Bruno. We come back in. Thank you very much. So we'll save that for another day when it's ready. That's normally when what that means. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please thumb me like. It genuinely helps out the channel, and thank you so much. And it's such a blessing that everyone does that. It's phenomenal. Thank you so much indeed. If you have suggestions for future readings as well, please feel free to put them down below and upvote them like this one was. 16 people. That was gorgeous. And until next time, where we do this crazy shenanigans all over again, take care. Look after yourself. Be well. And thank you for your company. I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Ta-ra.